Wow, we have covered some amazing new gaming peripherals this week on this channel. The HyperX 65%, the GMMK2, this one we're talking about today, and we actually have one more awesome new product release coming later this week as well. But this one today, guys, it's something that some of us may just look past, but I want you to stick with me through this video and actually hear me out, and then we can talk about it at the end. And that is the new mouse from Roccat, the Kone XP. Hold up. Let me clear something up here, okay, guys? Because I actually got on a face-to-face call with the founder or one of the founders of Roccat. And the first thing I asked him, I said, dude, before we start talking about anything, clear this up for me. Roccat or Roccat? He said it is straight up Roccat. I'm gonna continue to probably call it Roccat. So I know the first thing that's on your mind, right? Okay, that's a little bit of overkill. What am I really gonna use that mouse for, right? Kind of the same first impressions I had. But like I just stated, stick with me through this video, hear me out, and let's talk about it. So let's go on and kick it off with the basics, the dimensions right here. Okay, it is a bigger mouse. So as you're looking at the dimensions, a couple comparisons I want to pull out, well, of course, is the Kone Pro Air. If you've used this one, you're gonna be right at home right here. The only difference is that little lip over there where we're gonna have the extra button, so you kind of have that thumb rest. But other than that, it pretty much feels the exact same as the shape. Now, if you haven't used the Kone Pro Air, another good comparison that I've noticed is quite similar is the SteelSeries Rival 5. When you put this in your hand, as far as a hump and hitting me in the knuckles right there, I get the exact same feeling with the Kone Pro as the Rival 5. Now, taking a look at the weight of the Kone Pro XP, we are gonna get right around 98 grams, so it is a little bit of a loftier mouse compared to the Kone Pro Air. Now, I do have glass skates on this guy. We are getting 74 grams on there. So some of you might be saying that's incredibly heavy, but like I always state in my videos, it's about that size of the mouse that's really gonna play into that weight. If you're using a smaller mouse and you're really just in here fingertipping it and you're just kind of pinching it there, you're gonna notice that weight a lot more rather than a big mouse like this, or heck, even the Kone Pro Air, or like I stated, the Rival 5, mice that are really gonna fill out your hand, just like the Kone XP here, it fills out your hand. That weight, it's balanced, it's distributed perfect. So again, it doesn't feel heavy, it feels more or less part of your hand. Now, taking a closer look at the Kone XP, as you see, I have the black version. It also comes in a white version right here, and you have that translucent back right there. Really nice. As you see, there are a plethora of buttons here. You have 4 on this side, that one on a little thumb press, 2 up front here, your scroll wheel, which also press down, and then your little DPI or profile. Actually, you can set these buttons to whatever the heck you want, you know what I mean? There are a lot of buttons on here. Flipping the mouse over, you do have PTFE feet, and the cool thing, bring it back out my Kone Pro Air, is the feet are the same as far as the front and the back. So if you wanted to slap some of those glass skates from Superglide on there, or Pulsar gaming gears, you can do that. The only thing I'm wondering about is that side skate might be recessed a bit because the glass skates are a little bigger. And this is where I really pull into what I stated in the beginning. To hear me out, let's talk about this, right? Because just like me, I was like, yeah, it's a little overboard. What am I going to use it for? And that's the key question. What are you going to use it for? I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Okay, there's an excessive amount of buttons on here. I don't really need them. Well, let me disable them. Talking about me playing Destiny a lot lately, right? You got your supers, you got your powers, you got abilities. Heck, maybe you just don't want to use your keyboard too much, you know? You can put interact with one of these up here, you know? I actually had to disable this little thumb button, by the way, because I would accidentally press it. Hey, I got some chunky thumbs, you know what I mean? But I'll get in a heated situation and I press it. So I turned it off. And I use the buttons I want, which is like 2 sides and then 2 up front right here and then the scroll wheel. Now, one other thing that is really cool on this mouse is the RGB. You all know I'm not a big RGB crazy person, but this is some of the best RGB I've seen. It looks cool. And one thing I want to show you is really neat. They got this little scan demo here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and bring my phone over. I'm going to go on and scan that. I want to just show you this while I'm on with you guys. Scan phone. There we go. So we're going to pull that up. Okay. Let's go on and load. All right. So we got start on Instagram. And I'm going to pull this up. This is so cool, guys. So anyways, find image. So it's going to find the mouse on the box. Okay. Do you see the RGB rolling on my phone? You can see the colors changing right there. So you get this live demo of the RGB right on your phone. But the coolest thing about it, yo, check it out. The mouse is like 3D on my phone. So I'm tilting the box and the mouse looks like this 3D image up there. It just stays still. Yo, that is so cool. That is some of the best box placement and feature on a packaging I have ever seen. Some of you are like, dude, who the heck cares about the box? But as a product reviewer, as a tech nerd, as that guy that still sits in front of that product shelf at the store, yo, that has me nerding out, and that is awesome. Now, taking a live look at the RGB over here, of course, I got this set up to my settings with the red right there. I got my scroll wheel as white, and then my little profile DPI button, again, whatever you want to set it as white right there. But you can also jump into Roccat Swarm software and really dabble with the mouse. Again, adjust all of your buttons, tweak it to whatever you want, save profiles, and then get into the RGB and really tweak multiple zones of the RGB to, again, make the mouse yours. Now, also on the buttons of the Kone XP right here, they're using the Titan optical switches on 1 and 2, and they are crispy. They take probably about a week to get used to just because that crispy sound. Now, as far as the switches and all the other buttons, I don't know what they are. I did ask. I'm waiting on a reply. If I get a reply, I'll post it down in the comments. One other thing I wanted to let you know about is a scroll wheel. It's a very firm scroll wheel. All the other buttons on this mouse are also crispy. I really don't get any mushy feeling or any flex within any of these buttons. Again, everything around it just feels incredibly solid. Now, as far as the cable on this mouse, it's not great, it's not bad, it's definitely passable. Again, it is a heavier mouse, so it really doesn't phase you know what I mean? But again, it's not the best cable we've ever seen, but it never really gets in my way when I'm gaming. All right, so now let's go in and talk about it. And I want you to stick with me. This is not just a conclusion of the video, or I want you to fill in the comments for our algorithm. I want to talk about this mouse with you guys. Let's start right here. This mouse comes in at 80 bucks. Is that too much for a wired mouse? Again, I don't class this as your traditional, 1 and 2 and then 2 side buttons mouse. This mouse is packing a lot. Even other than the aesthetics, it looks stinking cool. Okay, we gotta admit, it looks stinking awesome, right? But being versatile with all those buttons, being able to set it up for multiple games, working, video editing, whatever you're doing, and having those options right there and still having that great shape, great build and everything, I totally think it justifies it. And you might be thinking, yo, is this mouse for me? This is something totally different. I'm used to, again, that traditional mouse or something like that, you know what I mean? Again, this is a mouse that you're gonna get in your hands and no matter what, you're gonna find a use for it. That's what I did. That's honestly my take, because I went the same route that you were probably thinking, like, what? Who's that for? To, wow, let me use it here. And you know what? I'm actually gonna use it over here as well. So even as great as this mouse is right out of the box, guys, there are 2 things I wanna see. I wanna see a version maybe without the RGB, I'd say maybe around 50 bucks. So someone can still utilize this awesome product with the shape and the features and functions in it. You know what I mean? I'd like to see that without the RGB at 50 bucks. Then you got this one in the mid. And then I also wanna see a wireless one with the RGB and stuff, with Bluetooth and 2.4. I want those 3 options right there. So again, there's a variety for every consumer out there. So Roccat, if you're hearing this, Turtle Beach, if you're hearing this, let's go on and make this the middle one, non-RGB, wireless, and then we all can experience this great product. But anyways, thank you all so much for coming by and watching this video and sticking through it if you did and just hear me out. I want to chat with you guys down in the comments right there because again, this is a good talking piece and I want to hear what you guys think right there. But again, thank you so much for swinging by. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I helped you out. If I did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.